Hunter was made in 1999 by Synthetic Dimensions for PC. It's an Iron Maiden merchandise game. It comes as a 3-disc release containing a 20 tracks best-of double album. In order to don't get caught by the YouTube Music license bot, I made a NES version of Number of the Beast, which I will let roll in the background instead of the original CD soundtrack, which would be played normally when playing the game. The player takes the role of private detective Ed Hunter. Someday, he is sent an envelope filled with a stunning advance and a letter which asks him to free Eddie, the band's mascot, from a mental institution. Ed Hunter's mission goes on then to follow Eddie to wherever he goes. A 10-shot capacity semi-automatic pistol is the default weapon. Other kinds of weapons can be equipped upon shooting icons. These special weapons all have limited ammunition. Other kinds of items are held replenishing crosses and floating heads of the band members. These heads will grant an additional continue. The continues allow the player to carry on right where Ed Hunter died. Many locations and details inside the 8 levels are inspired by covers of classic Iron Maiden records. The first level reminds me of the Running Free single. The second level pays homage to the Peace of Mind album. The third level features the Devil of the Run the Hill single. In the fourth level, Eddie climbs from his own grave, just as he did on the Life After Death live album cover. The fifth level is inspired by the Powerslave album. The sixth level shows scenes from covers of the Somewhere in Time album and the singles Stranger in a Strange World and Wasted Years. The seventh level reminds me of the Virtual 11 album. The final level is a boss fight against the 4 Horsemen of Apocalypse. The end sequence of this level shows Eddie in style of the Funeral single. The game features a mode especially made for the ActLabs USB gun, which hides the cursor. Ed Hunter takes far less damage than usual when playing in ActLabs mode. However, this mode is buggy and messes up the game. The displayed number of remaining rounds inside the chamber will get wrong eventually, and sometimes the game gets stuck totally, forcing the player to quit. Interestingly, I was unable to use any other kind of mouse input device mimicking light gun, like the arcade guns and aim-track light guns in ActLabs mode. For these, I was forced to use the mouse mode and therefore couldn't get rid of the cursor. Beating a level without using a single continue will unlock it in a selection screen. However, this is just valid for the first 6 levels. The game looks quite action-packed, but in all reality it is rather calm and strategic, as it is heavily based on timing. Many enemies can just be shot at certain moments. Furthermore, it is often necessary to wait for enemies to throw their projectiles before attempting to shoot them. In the background of every level, a single song of Iron Maiden loops infinitely. The levels are rather long, causing an individual song to be replayed quite a few times before the level ends and the next song starts to play. Personally, I got bored of the songs because of these repetitions. The variation of enemies per level is also often very limited. Not seldom, there are just 2 kinds of enemies per level. Personally, I like the game. I think the graphics are appealing and the animations are well done. In my opinion, the story is rather weak though, and the time traveling, everything resetting ending felt very disappointing. The game was not very exciting, but overall I am glad I have played it. I like the cover and I think it represents the game well. I love that the box still uses the term IBM compatible PC. This is the end of the review. My name is Ben. I thank you for viewing.